Yo everybody, welcome to a new Watcher of Realms video from Infernum. So another weekly reset, another episode of Worth Knowing. In this one, as per usual, I'm going to share everything that you need to know to stay on top of this week. And here we're talking about banners, we're talking about events, we're talking about Awakening Shop. That's why I'm hovering Morrigan here, she's one of the heroes there, so we're going to discuss about that. Also, the AC Collab banners are still running, and while I do have a comprehensive guide on how should you summon for all the AC Collab heroes, I'm going to briefly touch on that here also. And lastly, we're going to take a look at my weekly rewards. Hopefully the luck changes because the banners from last week were not kind to me. And hopefully this time we get something good in the rewards. And if I do get any more divines, I'm going to try and get some more copies of Ivor. With that being said, a subscribe from you would mean the world to me, and let's get right into it. Alrighty, so in terms of rewards, as per usual, we're going to start off with the guild boss. Let's pray for a soulstone because it's been a long time since I've seen one of those. Even the unpolished one would be good with all the new AC Collab heroes. Okay, gold chest, just an ancient, but that's still great. With the AC Collab heroes running and honestly, they are pretty good, but they require some awakening, so I would be happy. And there we go, we got an unpolished soulstone. That's amazing. At the moment I have 6, and honestly I'm most happy about that because I didn't get any dupes of Cassandra, and also the Ivor summonings were not the best, but obviously I'm not going to add the stones into Ivor, I think. But for Cassandra, having some extra stones would be great. And keep in mind, Dark Ezio is being released also in this this event, and we're going to need some stones for that. Also, I don't have a lot of crystals, and that is amazing. Alright, let's move on now to the Apocalypse. This already made my day a lot better, so let's see what do we get in the Apocalypse rewards. We need a lot of ancients because Dark Ezio, I think he's going to be really good. Now on that one I claim the hammer, but also the shards for the artifact are a valid choice, the mythic artifact essence. I just like to recast a lot of a lot of gear, so there we go on that. Now we did get 1 ancient on that, and now we have 3 on this one. Let's see what the extra rewards are. So here I'm going to choose the Advanced Refined Crystal. As I said, the artifact one is a valid choice. I just like working on my gear. And now the big one, the Apocalypse reward. Let's see if we get any luck on this. Come on, come on, come on, a variant gem. Alright, not a variant gem, but we did get a transmutation gem. I don't need one at the moment, but I'm really happy that I have one because I'm actually at PT, so whenever I will need to change something, basically I can do it first try with using the PT on the transmutation. Let's see the extra ones. Well, just crap here, we don't really care about that, but I'm just gonna pick the bullions. So we had around 4 ancients, I think, and with this we got another 2, so around 6 ancients in total, or 7, something like that. Now we're going to move on to the other part of the rewards, and this is just briefly. Here we have on this on today you can also claim your second copy of Ezio. This is not the Dark Ezio that I was speaking about. This is the free hero that they give us, and if you don't know, you can get him to A1 completely free to play. Basically you have here 1 copy, and we are also going to get a copy in the event interface. In this one I already got mine. I think it's somewhere, yeah, it's here. So as you can see, I already got mine. So A1 Ezio, that's amazing. Now let's talk about the Dwarven Association, or black market, or however you want to call it. Alright, so in the guild shop we're always going to buy the summoning crystals, of course. Now for this one I'm buying the ancients and the mythic artifact essence, but if you are early game, for sure you can also grab some skill crystal, do a trade-off of either one of those. I would advise not taking this and getting your skill crystal. That's the most important part in the early game. Now let's move on to the arena shop. This was the season reward, the season end, and I did make a guide 2 days ago on anti-air arena. A lot of people told me that they managed to finish Apex, so here normally I think we should have gotten double rewards. I just saw 2 ancients, but I think that still counts somehow. Now that the arena shop is unlocked, here we're going to get our daily stuff. This is daily, but yeah, aside from this, we are going to also get our skill crystal, summoning crystals. And again, if you are early game and you have the coins, make sure to buy this one. Also, I see some people not having enough, not having some legendary artifacts to maximum. This is basically free. You can upgrade them with using this one. That's been all for this. The rewards will reset next week, and for sure I recommend buying everything here. Now also let's take a look at arena, because I didn't have time to do a lot of fights this morning, so I don't even know exactly where I finished. Alright, so we finished top 10. That's amazing for us. I don't have the highest awakenings, but of course my Jezebel is A4 and that helped a lot. Any higher than that, it's kinda extremely hard. You need the Diochan A5, and also my Valara is only A3. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I put out a guide on anti-air, so if you are in need for something like that, go watch that one. Now let's continue with our rewards here, with our weekly haul, so to speak. And we're going to move to the Apex shop. Here we can only get this Apex crystal chest. We're getting 10 shards of divine. That's amazing. Currently we don't have anything else to buy here. I'd never advise buying the Destiny Demon chest or the Mystery Demon chest. They are extremely poor value, and honestly, it's completely not worth it. Also the Maliki, I don't think it's worth it, but okay, if you have the coins for it, go for it. And aside from that, those rewards will reset in a week, so if you want to also get that, that would be amazing. Now let's move to one of the more important parts of the weekly reset, basically the awakening shop. Here always you should get the stamina, that helps a lot. I'm also going to get the ancient here. I'm getting the hammers. If you are early game, maybe you could consider buying the spirits, the mithril, things like that, the legendary skill dust. But in the early game you'll have plenty of those, so you don't need to worry much about them. About skill crystals, I'm not buying them. I have quite a lot, and I also maxed out all the new heroes and whatnot. I'm also buying the gear recasting hammer. That's for legendary tokens. I think that's still good. Here I'm getting the mystery demon chest. I wouldn't advise getting the one that for legendary awakening tokens. I think that's extremely poor as a value. We also have Mo this week, and I think it's quite expensive, and Mo is not used as much anymore. I already have him at level 4, but I don't know, it's been quite a long time since I saw Mo attack, and uh, even with 30 shards, that's not gonna move a needle towards level 5. I still need quite a lot, so yeah. This one you never need to buy that one. And for demons, I'm going to get the Merkling Menace. I'm going to also get this. That's mostly because I do have a lot of epic tokens, but for sure you shouldn't. If you don't have any of them, maybe this one, the Merkling Menace, the epic flyers are the best. The speeder doesn't need level, and this demon, I don't think I ever seen it used in GVG. Now let's talk about the soulstone that are present here. So first one is Morrigan. Now, Morrigan is no longer a relevant hero in the game. She doesn't have any place in the game. She's not used literally anywhere. If you are early game and you get her, she's of a tremendous help. For sure, she will help your account quite a lot. She was my first legendary lord, and I basically love the hero, but I cannot justify spending 4,800 points on her. Currently I have her, I think, A1 or A0, and I have another copy, but I'm not even using it because at some point I actually might need to sell it. It's not the best to sell legendary lords, but in my opinion, I would rather have like a fail-safe mechanism in case something extremely good shows up here. I'm going to happily give up my Morrigan copy. So as I said, I don't think anyone should buy it. It's very expensive, and the hero has fallen off the meta quite a lot. In the early game, for sure, she will help you early to mid game. She's of tremendous help, but later on, you're going to outgrow her very, very fast. Now, Abomination, this is not justifiable at all, and I'm one of the Abomination enjoyers. I think I like the most meta in GVG when I think season 7 or something, the Nightmare teams were meta, and Abomination was a menace because of the stance and everything that he does. However, I don't think it's justifiable at all to buy him. Now, this one, it is completely justifiable in a couple scenarios. If you have the coins, I would say that you should go for Beelzebub. He's great also in and I'm actually going to buy him. He is great in PvE content like Matrix and so on, but at the same time he's great for BP, for GVG. Currently, I'm not gonna use him for BP because I have him only A0. Somehow he never wants to drop on my account. I didn't get. I got just one copy on his initial banner, I believe, and ever since I know he had some other reruns. I never could have grab another copy, and honestly, his A1 is pretty good for PvE. In PvP, he's not as used anymore, but still, regardless, it's a pretty cool hero, and I think it's one of the better ones. Regardless if you are getting him for PvE content or for GVG affiliations. Now, with that being said, sorry, there's a cat around here. Now, with that being said, the Awakening shop is done. There's not much else to talk about here. I've discussed everything. For the dungeon shop, I'm not going to cover anything, but keep in mind the dungeon, this is the last week of gear dungeon, so make sure you're farming all your keys and getting all your rewards from the shop this week. The Codex, not much to talk about here. The new Alistar Codex, it's actually going to last for another couple of days. So this one, I will try to make a guide on it, but I don't have the meta units. As I said, I didn't get many copies of Cassandra. My Kigiri is not A5. I don't have Rygar, so I will try to make actually maybe a like easier guide on it, like what you could do if you don't have the meta team. So make sure you finish this one also this week because it's going to expire in 3 days and 18 hours. With that being said, that's everything on the, let's say, weekly haul. We got all the rewards. We got pretty lucky with the transmutation gem. Now we're going to move about on events, and I'm going to advise you on summoning this week and what are the current events that you need to stay on top while keeping in mind the next week, the next AC Collab heroes, and so on. Alright, now moving on to the events, and I'm going to talk here only about the most important things. So first things first, we have this Assassin's Creed event. Make sure to complete everything. It's basically free resources for some really easy quests. Now, Viking Divine Summoning is still running until Sunday. So should you keep pulling on this one? In my opinion, yes. If you still have Divines and you didn't get the Ivor to A5, in my opinion it's justified to keep pulling device. Also the resonance points is running, and ever since I made my video I actually managed to get another copy of Ivor, so currently she's A1, and I didn't pull Ivor but I actually pulled more Malvira. I think I got like 4 or 5 Malviras on this banner, so that's great. That's great, at least that I can get something out of that. So in my opinion, considering the next limited, which is Bayek, coming in 7 days or so, so basically next week, assuming he will also run on Divines, I still think that you should keep pulling Divines for Ivor. For blue crystals, in my opinion, you should start saving to make sure you have 200 for that one. Now, we do have quite a lot of time, so basically we have this week and next week when he's going to start is going to last for 10 days, so there is plenty of time to gather blue crystals, but I still think that you should be wary of this and make sure you can get to 200. Even though he doesn't seem to be, at least from the test done and the test that I saw, doesn't seem to be any breaking meta hero or whatever like that, I still think every limited should be picked up, and no matter how good Ivor is with her stun immunity and key mechanics, I still think that you should make sure you can pick up Ivor. Next up we have the Viking Invocation of Spirits. I already discussed about that. make sure you have 200 for Bayek. If you have a lot, I would still pull some for Ivor, but overall I do think that at some point you should start saving. Alright, now we do have this Spartan Ancient Summoning, so here we still have Cassandra. And on this one, it's really tricky. I only got the guaranteed at 90, and as I said in my video, I was going to go until I hit a legendary, but I wanted to use all my summons this reset. However, yesterday I hit a random Lubu on a single pull, so basically all my non-lord PT is gone. And as much as Cassandra is a good unit and for sure she needs awakening, I would much prefer to add some stones in her, like I don't know, like to get her to A1 or A3 even if I need that. As you saw, I just got an unpolished, so we are quite set on that part. So I would just rather add stones into her and make sure to save my ancient. This is not for the next week's banner, the Ezio banner. This is actually for after that, after Ezio we're going to have a Dark Ezio, which I do think that that one is the better one, and I'm not sure if it's better than Cassandra. There are not a lot of guides out there. There is not a lot of information on him, but overall he seems like a really good unit. And in my opinion, rather than trying to get Cassandra A1, I would rather use a Soulstone to get her to A1 and make sure I have enough summons for the Dark Ezio. So that's my thought process. I'm not going to summon anymore on this banner. I do think that having enough resources for Dark Ezio is the most important thing on this one. Now, the artifact one, where is it? The Titan Forge artifact is still going to run for a bit, I think until Sunday, so if you want to grab extra copies of the artifacts, make sure to do so. Next up, tomorrow we're going to have an Assassin's Creed event, and I'm not sure what this is about, but it doesn't seem too major. We're just getting some diamonds, so yeah, that's nothing major. Everything else is pretty stock standard. I am not sure what the banners are this week. There are some rumors of some other banners with Janus, with Tallinn, with some other heroes that are fairly good, but keep in mind we are kinda we kinda need a lot of summons at least to get the limited, and in my opinion you should get the limited, and afterwards you should think if you want to invest more resources in other heroes. So regardless of the banners that are going to run in parallel this week, at least for blues, for ancients, I'm not sure if there is anything this week. I still think your priority should be Bayek. Now, yeah, there is not much else. Guild War Conqueror finishes this week, so stay on top of GVG. If you just did the attacks, you should complete all of this. This one is fairly easy, it's like a puzzle. Here, nothing to do on this one. And the last point would be the Alistar Codex. Again, it finishes in 3 days. Make sure to use the new collaboration hero to get higher scores and get higher rewards. I'm going to do my best to put out a guide on that also. And with that being said, we are all done with the event parts. Now let's look actually at the whatever did we get from the reset itself. So basically what we have here, we have 3 demon chests. Let's open them. And I'm most curious about the Mallory keys because last 2 weeks they have been abysmal. I got like level 2 keys from those, and that's pretty insane because it's quite rare to get good keys in this game from farming. At least they don't drop. So, okay, a bad one on this one, a really bad one, the level 3 one, but let's see, maybe we get better luck on the Molten Obsidian one. We don't, but okay, level 4 yellow, it's pretty good. And on the last one, another level 3 yellow. This one has a goblin, so hopefully we get some better rewards. I don't expect anything from those, like a variant gem or a transmutation gem, but at least that's something. For ancients, we do have 17. I think I had nothing at the beginning of the day. Of course, I did some dailies. I did some dailies before that, so I got like 2-3 there, and the rest are from the guild shop and whatnot. That's basically all for this one. We do have, as I said, 6 unpolished soulstone now, so hopefully that's going to help us with Cassandra and with Dark Ezio. Now I also did Void Rift, so let's see whatever artifacts can we get. Here I picked Cassandra on the rate up, so We get a Kineza, that's completely understandable. We have Cassandra on rate up, so no reason why we shouldn't get a Kineza. And for the exclusive forge, a lot of things, of course, nothing of the new ones. Yeah, that was the that was the forging experience on this one. With that being said, I'm pretty much done with this video. I let the Malric keys run on auto, and if you're interested, I do have a fairly nice one, a fairly nice Malric guide, so to speak. It's in the demon chest opening video, so basically if you're in need for a good good auto on Malric, you can follow that guide. We didn't get much, but we do have some runic augmentation. Maybe mainly I'm going to use this on the new artifacts. Also one more point that I needed to mention, the elf pass finishes this week. So if you didn't buy it yet, make sure to buy it. In my opinion, it's really good as a value, and in my opinion everyone should get it. If you can afford it, of course. We do get some free W gold in this game, but not enough for everything, because I also think the Dragon Pass is really good, and you should always have a privilege card running and so on. But obviously, if you need to choose between all of that, yeah, maybe don't get the Elf Pass. I think this one is the least important out of them, so we do get quite a lot of resources, and for end game players working on your gear and whatnot, it's one of the most important parts, improving your gear and so on. So I do think that you should buy that one. And with that, I believe we covered everything there is for this week. We discussed about events, we discussed about banners, basically everything that you need to know to stay on top of this week. I shared my point of view on what you should keep summoning on and what you should start saving for. Even if there are other banners that we are not yet aware that are running in parallel with the AC Collab heroes, I still believe your priority should be getting the AC Collab heroes, getting the limiteds, and if you have extra resources or you can do a PT manipulation, do that for the other heroes. But aside from that, the main focus should be the AC Collab heroes. There is also going to be a patch, I think tomorrow morning or Wednesday morning, depending where you are on the time zone. So I made a guide on that. It's nothing major, like it's not a big patch, but there are still a couple of interesting things there, like a Sui buff, some new gear sets. So go watch that one if you enjoy this type of coverage. Now, I do have an appointment that I need to be at in 20 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this one, and thank you so much for watching. If you find this useful, please share it with your guild mates and so on. I think that there is really valuable advice here, so make sure that everyone stays on top in your guild, in your friend circle, and so on. If you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye!